Shut up and sit down. Good dog!
My BC clap, my BC clap, my BC clap. Have you seen me yet in my BC clap? Get your tools out, you can come and tweak these sets. I got a vicious cycle, I'm riding it right though. The places that I go, the kids go psycho. Grips in my hands, roll under my feet. One day we'll be taking over the streets. The ramps get brought up, the jumps are up, you get air. Let's go for a ride, you and I don't mind if you're on a shiny ship or if it's ghetto, take either. I've ridden whips, ridden beaters, cruisers, all terrains and two-seaters. Used to do it top speed, nobody can touch me. Now I'm on a chill tip, riding on my Dutchie.
You are listening to the Dialed Podcast with Matt Legrand,
Sir Ian Gibson,
Lance Hepler, and Jake Von During. Here is another Chinese proverb for you. A crisis is an opportunity riding in dangerous wind. If life is crazy upside down for you, make sure you always look for that opportunity. It's there somewhere.
Hello, it's just me and my Velo, rocking a side pony and stilettos. Let's go. We ride these streets, working our glutes, being urban athletes. Like honky, honky, beep, 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 beep. Get on the bike.
When I drink Bang Energy, I feel like I can see other people's words.
Because you're reading a book.
All right, welcome back to the Dial Podcast. I'm Jake Von During. I'm here with Lance friggin' Hepler.
Lance mother-freaking Hepler.
Mother-freaking!
I like that you changed your Strava to Lance Freakin. It just says Lance Freakin. I think it should be Lance Freakin Hepler.
It does say Lance freaking Hepler,
cuts
but it cuts it.
Okay.
You know, when you look on leaderboards,
Come on,
so
Strava.
now it just says Lance freaking.
I feel like I should come up with something clever for my... I mean, I don't have anything clever to come up with, but if I did, I would change my Strava.
Well, here's your chance. Next to Lance, or rather across the table from Matt Legrand.
Oh, what's up, ladies and gentlemen of the internet? Wait, can we start the entire podcast over? What's up, ladies and gentlemen of the internet? You guys look fan-frickin-tastic. How about that? Yeah.
What's
Sometimes we struggle.
middle name this guy? Come on, stamp something on him.
Matt smooth as hell.
Yeah, just come back to that one.
I'm taking.
Come back and we'll work on that. We got nothing but time, guys.
Squingy.
Squingy.
Matt Squingy.
Oh,
I don't know what that word means.
no one does.
We might have some bloody wanker joining us later. We'll see.
We will.
Stay tuned.
Stay tuned.
Until then, Matt, would you like to start us off with a little bit of backpedaling?
I don't even know what to say about my back pedal other than I've been coaching a lot. I've been coaching swimming and I've been coaching running. But have I been swimming and running or biking? No, none of those things. No, I've done a couple of runs, and then I'll catch up with my athletes and have to run their pace, and they're going 6:30 pace, and I'm like, okay, this is a bad idea. And then I went for one bike ride with David Goodman. I don't remember. We didn't do anything except for just kind of go. Actually, we went over by your house and turned around and we come
Thanks
back.
for stopping.
I know. I threw the bird out when I was flying. I assume that that's what you want when I fly past your house.
I have video of dozens of people flipping me the bird as they go past.
I think we actually came down the hill and then cut left before we got all the way to your house. Anyway, that was the route. David Goodman likes it. We call it the Lance route. And on the way home, and we were moving decent. We came up on, who do we come up on? Mike Redding. Reddick.
Yep.
And that was awesome because I haven't seen him in forever. And he was just commuting, and it was super cool to get to ride with him for a second and just say hi to him because it was super nice. And yeah, I think my kids have known his kids forever, so it's kind of just really nice to just check in with him and just see how he's doing because I never see him other than stuff like this, commuting, or sometimes he'll be. I just for some reason see him in downtown Camas a lot or whatever. But anyway, so it was really good to see him, and it was good to hang out with David Goodman for a minute because even though we live in the same neighborhood, we'll occasionally go for a ride, but we don't see each other nearly enough. And we've all been busy. I flew to Michigan since I've done the podcast.
Oh wow!
I did not know that. That's
awesome. I know. It's crazy. But what's even wild is we flew to Michigan. It was just me doing a couple days in Michigan, and then because that's where my wife's family is, and then I took my middle kid from Michigan, killed his vacation early. We flew back to Portland, and then I put him with his team that he qualified for. It's kind of think of it like an all-stars team. They call it zones for swimming. So he's part of the Oregon zone, and they flew that team of kids down to Northern California. And so then I flew separately to Northern California because he flies and stays with this team. So then I spent a week in Northern California.
Wow.
And I ran every day. In fact, I ran twice a day there because I was taking care of my wife's sister's dog. That's a pretty long chain there. I was taking care of
What relation is that dog to you?
It's my dog-in-law.
There you go.
It is. Yeah,
Once
it's the
removed.
dog-in-law. And Segundo goes by Goonie, and the dog has a ton of energy. So like the first night I got in there late, and the dog was just like kept me up all night, like, let's play. And I was like, I'm going to run. I looked at the dog. I am going to run you into the ground, and I will kill you. Because first of all, it was 106 degrees while I was there.
No.
And I was like, I will kill this dog. Because you get angry when you're not like, when the dog's keeping you up, not letting you sleep. So
Right.
then like I'd go wake up in the morning, run the dog, then throw the ball for the dog. Then it would hop in the water and swim in the pool in their backyard. And then I would go to the swim meet all day in the 106 degree heat. There's like no shade. It was miserable. Come back, run the dog in the afternoon.
Oh my God.
Like I was trying to kill this dog.
You were trying to kill it.
And it would just like stop in the middle of the run and be like, no, I'm done. So it'd only do like 1 or 2 miles with this dog. And then get back in the pool, whatever. And then the dog would be chill for like 10 minutes or so. And then it'd be like, let's party. Like, dang it.
Ready to go again.
Tomorrow I will kill you. So that's my vacation story.
We recorded this podcast, like 5 days ago? And you did all of that in the last 5 days?
No, it was August 3rd.
Oh.
It was
Whoops.
Yeah.
it was 11 days ago.
Remember that discussion about like, yeah, let's make sure we just do these macro connections.
I've been traveling.
2 weeks.
I think I've been traveling the whole time that we've been like in between podcasts.
Yeah.
So
We recorded 2 weeks ago.
Yeah.
Yeah.
and I've been traveling. I traveled like for like a 10-day block.
Holy cow.
But I mean, it wasn't. I mean, there's just so many different things where it's like when you fly. Like, do you remember flying with like little kids and it just being like hell on square
Yeah,
wheels?
it is an
like
unpleasant
insane. And ever since then, I always like think to myself, I'm like, I could be stuffed in between two of the biggest guys ever on an airplane. I'd be like, this is so easy compared to having kids, like throwing up on you and crying, and you're like, oh my god. So just like thank your blessings when you're traveling, and you're just like, this is easy. This is so
That's a good
easy.
point.
Yeah.
It's true.
So, and I flew direct from Portland to Detroit for the Michigan trip, and that was awesome. Well, fun story sideline, since I'm backpedaling, not about anything to do with cycling. I flew into Detroit. My brother-in-law is like, I don't know if he's like partial owner with his partner of this, like a couple of different things. One is like a beer garden. The other is like this like nightclub thing. And this has been for years. So like,
So he's a player in the Detroit beer industry.
it's actually Ann Arbor, so it's even better.
Even worse.
It's super cool. So we go to the beer garden, and like it was college kids just like packed. Like the line was like probably it's significantly longer than Jake's house here, right? Like just this massive line, right? We go there.
All fake IDs.
Yeah, exactly. And then like immediately they just go into the actual bar, grab us the drinks that we want, and like we sit wherever we want to, right? Like so it's like total VIP treatment. Then we go to the bar, and it was what was it? I'm trying to think. It was what they call it, like I don't know if they call it like Fry Gay Night or something like that, right? So it's like
Oh no.
it was. And so they like I was like, because we were just like, let's go have one beer. This was super late already. It was like, let's just go have one beer at the beer garden and then let's go home. But then it was like, all right, that turned into like 2 beers. And then it was like, then we go to the club, right? And it's like, we have to stay for the main performance of this drag queen. So it's like drag queens and everything like that.
Sure, yeah.
So I haven't told, I should probably not say this on air, but like, it was just this like wild, nothing crazy happened. It was just like wild drag queen nights of multiple different things. And we were up until like 1 a.m, like partying. And I'm like, I'm way too old for this. So we go back to their house, and they both just like pass out on the couch and like take a photo of them sleeping on the couch. Like, later, good night, guys. Because the next morning it was like, get up and go to the in-laws' house and stuff like that. And that's like, and that's like this tiny small town in Michigan, which has great dirt roads to either bike on or run on. So that's my back pedal.
But drag queens first.
Drag queens, yeah. Yeah, I have photos to show you guys. All kinds of photos. I'm sure there's much better photos than the ones that I took, because we were like total same thing. Like we go there and I'm with like the owners of the club. There's like just like anything you want, you get. You go on the back, all the backstage stuff, and it was just like it was total VIP treatment, right? So
Should have taken this guy.
Dr. Lance Hepler.
He would have.
Lance
You would have
Romance
actually thought it was
Lance
awesome
Romance.
because it was super fun.
Dude, and drag queen shows are a blast.
Well, and also like
it's
so
so good.
Travis is my brother-in-law, and I think we called you once because he has this like back thing that's going on, and I was like, dude, do you think that he should retire from dentistry? And I'm like, I may just call my friend who retired from dentistry
for this very reason,
for the exact same thing. And I'm like, and I just tell him, I think I told him like 3 times on our trip because we were hanging out a lot, and I'm like, you just retire early, just retire early.
Yeah, if you can do it, swing it.
Because he has other businesses that he can do.
Life is good, let me tell you.
Yeah, right? I'm like, because I'm just worried that his back is just going to get worse and worse and worse.
Yeah.
He has some of the glasses that help you like see sideways to down, and you probably do that too.
Yeah, I had to. Yeah, for sure.
But he won't listen to me when I'm like, retire early, just retire
It's
early.
scary, man. You
don't wanna
take that shingle down, you lose that big stream of income, and you think, can I actually make this happen?
His other businesses do better than his dental practice.
Yeah, F that then.
Get out of there.
Get out.
Get out. I think that's right. Yeah. Anyway, that's
All right. Wow.
And he's one of those like, well, what would I do? You know, like pick up biking.
Yeah, you ride bikes.
You pick up
cycling.
cycling.
Go to every race within a 400-mile radius of you. That's what you do.
Speaking of which, it's your turn to backpedal.
Is it my turn?
Bring it.
Okay, yeah. I went to Utah since we went. Yeah. So I went with some buddies to Utah. I was meeting my college buddies. The point of the trip was it was like a baby moon. Okay. One of my college buddies just got married for the first time. He's 53.
Wow.
And within 3 months of getting married, she was pregnant. And that was planned because
I mean, you kind of want to move things along, right?
She had a couple other kids, but she's like, look, if we're actually going to have kids, we need to do this right now. My clock is ticking. And so she got pregnant. So we met a month before her due date so that we could spend one last weekend all together before we don't see him for the next 12 years because he's going to be busy with this kid. And so we meet in southern Utah, and we meet one night. The next morning, we're all prepping to go on these hikes and go explore these caves, and her water breaks.
No way.
Yes. So 4.5 weeks early, her water breaks. He walks up to us and goes, "I'm not coming. I can't be there, but I'm gonna have to continue this story in just a moment."
And here we go. You need your headphones on.
We're rolling, Ian.
I'm here.
Yeah.
Good to see you, bro. It's been a while.
The bloody wanker returns.
He only speaks German now, guys.
Hello, servus.
I don't understand anything.
What did I get?
Welcome, Ian. Ian is late because there was a wreck on the 205 bridge.
Is that what it was?
We're about 30 minutes into Lance's backpedal. You're up next. Just be ready and we'll be
You
good.
missed my back. My backpedal was all about drag queens.
You have to listen to the show because it was all drag.
It was
queens.
actually. And I haven't shown any of these guys pictures, but you can you're welcome to scroll. There's nothing on my phone that you can't scroll and not handle or whatever. But
I miss you guys.
just lots of drag queens, right? So
What the?
All right. Now back to your regularly scheduled Lance
All right,
Hepler
so
backpedal.
we'll get to Ian in a moment. But her water breaks,
Yes.
and so she's like, they're immediately okay. We're going to. They had to drive to St. George to where the hospital was, which was an hour and a half away.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. By 7:00 that night, they had a baby.
That's exciting.
So it was kind of exciting for him, but it threw the whole weekend off because we were going to hang out all weekend, and it ended up we got to go and see the brand new baby, which
that's actually really cool.
We're all treating it like our first grandchild because none of us actually have grandchildren yet.
Yeah,
none of my buddies, and so it was a good time. But I had a great time in Utah. I saw my friends. I ended up going to some. I went to the governor of Utah's cabinet retreat.
I saw that on Instagram or somewhere, and it was so funny. It was just like, what are you doing?
Well, my buddy Steve is in the cabinet for the governor.
Right.
So he's on he's He runs the housing committee for the state of Utah.
Didn't he used to be a senator?
He used to be a state legislator.
Okay, gotcha.
So he didn't, he didn't go on, but the governor really liked him and said, "Hey, I want you to do this." So he's been doing that. So I'm driving. I'm on my way home, and I see that my friend Steve is sitting at some Tesla supercharger site. So I pulled off the highway and I bought like crumble cookies, and I brought him cookies. And I'm like, Steve. I just went and like knocked on his window because we all follow each other's location, just like I follow you guys' location. Yeah. So I go find him in this test. He's like, "What are you doing?" And I'm like, "I'm bringing you cookies." He's like, "Hey, I'm going to this 2-day party up in Logan, and none of my family wants to go. Do you want to go?" And I'm like,
Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Are you ready to unlock your full potential? I want to introduce you to the Fit, Healthy, and Happy podcast, a powerful resource to transform your life today. With expert interviews, practical tips, and inspiring stories, this podcast is your roadmap to lasting wellness. Here's what a listener has to say.
I used to struggle with my health, but this podcast changed everything. It's like having a personal trainer, nutritionist, and life coach totally for free.
With over 2,000 5-star reviews, we're a podcast you can trust. The Fit, Healthy, and Happy podcast, available now wherever you get your podcasts.
"Yup."
Like, hold on. Let me put on my nicer bibs, nicer cycling bibs,
I don't think I have any good clothes with me. He's like, "I don't care. I'm going. It's all the politicians of the state of Utah, the whole governor's cabinet." And anyway, it was pretty funny. So so we showed up. There was security there. There was dinner.
I imagine that's largely like Republican leaning, like folks on the political side of.
Oh yeah, very much so. Yeah,
it's great.
So we don't need to get into Republicans.
No, wait. That's what this podcast is about. This is a political podcast.
We're going to talk about politics and religion because it's all Mormons too, right?
And drugs and cycling and yes.
Anyway,
transgender athletes, all the hot topics.
I ended up having a great time with all my buddies. I got to do some great rides while I was in Utah. That was all lovely. I came home and went straight to a race with my teammate Chris Surratt. We were doing the 6 hours of Mount Hood mountain bike race.
Yeah.
So it was a 6-hour race that me and Surratt did as a duo. So we traded off laps.
Yeah.
First lap was like 10 miles, and all subsequent laps were 7 miles.
But I bet the two of you guys did pretty well.
Well, there was only like 10 teams.
Yeah,
there weren't that many teams.
It's not a massive thing.
10 teams total, or just in the
10 teams total. 10 teams total
for the entire race.
The entire race, but then
because
there was
you can do it individuals.
But there was like 70 other people doing it individually.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
I was gonna say, man, that's a bummer.
Yeah. So, but the course, this is at Alcea Falls, which is down in the Central Valley in Willamette, in the Central Willamette Valley, and the downhill on this course is so much fun. Yeah. It is like the funnest downhill section that we race ever.
What you call fun, I call terrorizing. I think I saw a video clip of this on YouTube or Instagram or something like that.
I did both the YouTube video and some Instagram
and
clips.
I was like watching the downhill, and I'm like, oh. I would just wipe out because it's tight turns and there were some rocks and stuff like that, and I'm like, all of those I would die on.
Yeah, it's just really, it's not that technical. You would love it. It's the last 2 miles is actually purpose built for beginners to show you how much fun a downhill rolling course can be. Anyway, I won't go into the race. Just know that me and Chris really buried ourselves to try to.
And you got 10th place out of 10.
I think we got 4th out of all the teams. Matter of fact, I got passed by a 12-year-old with like
that's normal though.
With like 2 minutes to go, all of a sudden I hear this. Hey, can I get by you?
12-year-old boy or 12-year-old girl? Last time it was 12-year-old girl.
It was 12-year-old boy this time.
Okay, all right, good.
And
stepping up.
I'm like, okay, sure. I'd let him pass. And anyway, it was pretty funny. Chris and I ended up taking second in our division out of 2 teams. The other team was way stinking fast, but we were really battling with one other team that Chris really wanted to beat. And you'll have to kind of watch my YouTube video if you want to see how that all played out.
Nice plug.
It was really...
Yes. Where can they find you online?
It's LanceFreakinHeffler.com.
.com. .org.
No, .org.
.gov.
It's just YouTube. Look for Lance Hepler on YouTube, and you'll find me on there. So
where's your subscriber count? Are you at your 1K yet? Because you got to be getting close.
No, I haven't been because I've only been doing like 2 videos a month, and man, you just drop down the algorithm. So I'm still at like 580 or something like that.
959.
What?
959.
I'm at 959. Jake just checked. So I'm at 9.
Podcast listeners can pull you up over the big
monetization mark, baby.
At 1K, he can actually monetize the channel, and there's a lot of other cool little tiny things like you can personalize your channel a little bit differently. There's some nice things. So come on, people.
And then I'll be able to make like 6-7 cents a month.
You might be surprised because what happens is you can monetize all of your previous videos too.
Oh, okay.
So I mean,
I might get some.
Yeah. And
Regardless.
not 6 or 7 cents. We're talking 8, 9 cents.
Okay.
I mean, we're talking big doll hairs.
That's moving up.
The stakes are medium.
Chris and I had a blast at that race. We both showed up the very next day at the unofficial opening of the cyclocross season, which was this dirt crit, basically.
Is it a cyclocross season?
Cyclocross has started.
Wow.
Yeah.
Ridiculous.
Yeah. So we both showed up at that. I went really deep in the mountain bike race and only had about 30 minutes of effort in me at the cyclocross race. So I didn't do so well.
Was this the Coyote one?
No, Coyote Run is at Portland International Raceway.
Which cross race
was called? It was the Trusty Switchblade Kermesse.
Oh, okay.
Or Kermesse. I don't know how you say that word. But it was basically a cyclocross course without having to dismount. No barriers, no run-ups like that. It was really a dirt crit that you did on your cyclocross
dirt crit
bike.
/ short track race.
Yes, but with bumps and tight corners and obstacles that you didn't have to dismount for.
Okay.
So
that's kind of good for early season stuff, just to get the bike handling back in check and not have to dismount and run. Yeah.
Yep. And we haven't had a race like this in like 10 or 11 years. And so Trusty Switchblade is a team in Portland, Oregon. They wanted to bring this race back, and we had access to this farm. And so we
good on them.
Did it. So we had a good time. So I did that. After that, that's it. I've just been training, trying to prep for cyclocross. That's it. I'm out.
Presenting your Royal Highness, Sir Ian Gibson.
Nobody actually talks like that over there.
No, that's false.
I just got back from the UK and nobody talks like that.
Do not ruin my vision of the UK.
Everyone talks with trumpets in the background over there. I promise you that, okay? I know a little bit more than you about merry old England.
Oh, you do? Okay.
That's true.
Fine.
Yes.
Right.
Fun facts.
I got nothing. I mean, what have I been doing?
Shut up. You've been gone for like a month and a half. It's been longer than that.
I don't think we've done this since Baker City.
No.
So I could start there.
Oh my gosh. We're already 20 minutes in, and only me and Matt have told stupid stories.
Yeah, been back a week now. I was in Germany, in Bavaria, a place called Garmisch-Partenkirchen, which is my...
Bless you.
Yeah.
Yeah. I used to live there before I came here. So I spent 14 years there. It was great to go back.
14 years?
Yes.
Wow.
14 years. Saw some old friends, did some riding, did some hiking. After that, I went to the UK and saw my mom. And then I went to see my daughter, who has recently moved up to Edinburgh, Scotland. So,
very cool.
Yeah. And that's it.
You took your bike with you. You took your bike with you. You took your gravel bike, but with road tires, I believe.
Yeah, it had road tires on it. And then I bought my gravel tires too, so I did a couple of off-road rides.
Oh, cool.
I did 25 rides. I mean,
okay.
It was cool. It rained pretty much every day, but not the whole day, so it was kind of hit and miss. I don't know. Had fun.
You had a good time.
Back in the old stomping ground.
Riding with people you haven't ridden with in a long time, or mostly by yourself?
Mostly by myself. One fun thing, though, I went out and rode with my wife because she borrowed my friend's e-bike.
Oh,
so
cool.
that was a good experience. So I could go out, work out, go as hard as I could, and I'd look over my shoulder, going up these long-ass climbs at like 300 watts, and there's Chili just sitting on my wheel.
Right there.
It was pretty cool. But you wouldn't, I mean, I got to say, of all the bikes over there, 95% of them are e-bikes now.
Oh, really?
Everybody's riding e-bikes.
Interesting.
Yeah.
E-road bikes, mostly e-road bikes.
No, just kind of no.
Or like town bikes.
Town bikes and mountain bikes. So there's a lot of good mountain biking there. It's good. I mean, people ride bikes to do everything. I went cycling. I did my workouts, but I also rode to the grocery store and to the bar and out to dinner, and we just rode everywhere. It was kind of nice. Like I'm just driving over here, reminded of how deeply frustrating the whole getting in a car and driving somewhere experience is. It's great not to have to do that.
Ian got stuck in some traffic this morning. There was a wreck on one of the freeways at 6 a.m. this morning, and it backed up both bridges that go from Vancouver to Portland. And so the backup caused another small wreck on the 205 bridge, and that was the way Ian was trying to come back. And so we got held up.
Dope.
Anyway,
took my gravel bike over there. It's still over there. I boxed it up. My friend is going to send it back to me. That's it. Eventually.
Well, it looked awesome. The pictures that you posted, the stuff that was on Strava, I had a lot of FOMO.
Thanks. It is such a beautiful part of the world. It's south of Munich in the sort of northern Alps on the border of Austria. So it's a little ski town, great riding, incredible hiking in the winter, skiing, cross-country skiing. It's just a mecca for that kind of thing. And the weather's a little bit iffy.
Well, you're
especially
in the mountains.
In July.
There's going to be some thunderstorms, right?
Yeah, we were there in the middle of the summer, and also it's a big time for people to be on vacation in Europe as well. So, it was
like Europe shuts down in August.
Yeah. We fully intended to take some trips and go down to Italy and Switzerland and places, but there's a lot of people around, and it was fine.
Cool,
good times,
fun. Welcome back.
Thanks.
We missed you.
All right. Well,
I got nothing more to say on
Jake.
What?
What have you been up to, Jake?
Working way too much. Way too much. Yep. I'm no fun anymore. I got nothing. I'm just always complaining. I work too much. I'm broken. Don't get to ride my bike. I did go up to Leavenworth last weekend. That was kind of fun.
Fantastic.
Yeah, we took
Is this like a family time?
My wife and I didn't get to go to
couple time.
Yeah.
Oh, that's cool.
I didn't get to go to Georgia to watch my son's junior national track things. We talked about that, I think, in the last podcast. And it just so happened to be that this was dropped on us kind of last minute. And it was the weekend of our anniversary. And I had to stay back and work because just that and the other it wasn't something that I could get that much time off. So to make up for that, I scheduled a little getaway for my wife and I to go up to Leavenworth. And we had a little VRBO up there, which was really sweet, really nice, right outside of like a mile outside of town. So the proximity was perfect and got to go hang out and do fun stuff. But the crowning point of the whole thing was I got to go do a couple of really neat hikes. So hiked up to Lake Valhalla. I don't know if you guys have ever been up to any of these lakes up near Leavenworth.
No.
That was kind of like our little tester one. I just wanted to make sure that I wasn't going to have any issues with one of my particular injuries being my hip. And I did fine. Went up, what was it? About 1,400 feet of climbing, which, that's not a lot. Going up's not the problem. It's the coming down part that loading on my hip did fine. It was beautiful up there. And we took lunch up and, sat on the side of the lake and just kind of soaked it all up. It's just one of those alpine lakes you get up there and you're looking like, this just doesn't feel real. It's so freaking beautiful. And there was a couple other people up there, but it was spread out enough to where you don't really notice them and you have a good time. So fast forward to the next day, we decided that we're going to go ahead and go for it and go to do the big climb out there that everybody always says is like one of the most beautiful lakes in the world. Well, I don't know about the world, but in the Pacific Northwest at least. But that was up to Kolchak, which is the lake. Have you guys ever done or something?
I did that exact same hike last year, and it's beautiful.
Oh my gosh.
But it's hard.
Yeah, I mean,
steep.
And the funny thing is there was a lot of people up there. Just to get to the trailhead, we had to park over a mile away. It was a mile hike just to get to the trailhead. So anyway, we did the same. Actually.
Yeah,
I think our total hike distance was like 11.5 miles, and the total elevation gain was about 3,200 feet of elevation gain. Again, going up, no problem. I was a little bit concerned about the coming down part of things, and my body did all right. I mean, I was definitely sore the next day, but I wasn't having any issues. So it was that was kind of nice. You get up there though, and Ian will attest to this as well. You come up with this crest and you get a little peekaboo view of the lake. And I'm like, oh, that almost doesn't look real. Then you get like a full view of it, and you're like, good Lord, somebody painted that. That's not real. Is that a backdrop? Right? Haha, funny. Gigs up, and it's just like this deep, like teal aqua color that it's kind of like when the first time you see a Crater Lake, you know how dark blue that is, how like rich that blue is.
Yeah,
it was like that, except for let's just pulled up a picture of it. It was like that, but it was a little bit more of a teal color to it. So freaking beautiful. And you've got the glaciers.
Bring your camera.
Oh yeah.
Some good photo ops, or is that from you?
No, I've got some pictures that I need to edit still for my nice camera, but I did take a few pictures, obviously with the phone, and I had my 360 camera that I got kind of a neat picture with as well.
Yeah, that mountain area is called the Enchantments, right? It's a beautiful area. It's absolutely gorgeous.
Yep, that's part of the enchantments though, where you don't actually need a permit to go hike. If you want to go into the proper enchantments, you do have to get a permit, and those are kind of like a lottery thing. It's kind of tough to get, if I'm not mistaken. But
to overnight in the enchantments, you need a permit.
Yeah. So, but nevertheless, I will be back because that was something else. Pretty cool stuff. But outside of that, I think the last time we talked about this, I was saying something effective that I'm getting in to see the doctor. Well, I did speak with his nurse practitioner, and I was supposed to be going in to see him, but evidently he had a scheduled vacation that he was supposed to take again. So I'm still waiting to get in to see this guy. Yeah, it's just a part of the never-ending process of me trying to find some health. But I don't know. We'll get there one of these days. Let's move on.
I did it with nothing but my own blood, sweat, and tears, and extra blood.
People don't. Yeah. This is a sport with literally hundreds of dollars on the line and dozens of fans. The stakes are medium.
Come on. How do you beat a man on drugs if you're not on drugs?
Wait, did you just admit to being on drugs?
The EPO Chain Mail. Send us a text with your questions. Forward this podcast to 15 people, and you'll lose 10 pounds overnight without even trying.
You've got mail.
We do have mail. I think we've got, looks like 3 came through. And there was an email. Well, not necessarily an email. It was a post on our website that came through too. I'm going to toss that in. Said person, whoever sent that, I'm not sure you were, didn't use the EPO. Maybe they just don't know how to do that, or I don't know. But anyhow, let's start with the first one. It comes to us from this little town called Portland, Oregon.
Heard of it?
Heard of it. All right. This kind of does, I think this came through maybe right around when we did our last podcast, and we didn't get to talk about it. It said, what are your thoughts on the final stage of the tour this year? I loved that they took the official times early and left the riders to simply road race. It was far more exciting than the processional sprint. And for those who didn't want to go, there was no risk. So basically, they're not losing any time. I really felt like the guys that went for it were racing like they were kids again. And we got to see a few riders unleashed that they can basically do some crazy things. And it was kind of fun to see what they were able to do. What were your thoughts on that? So, and this person was really like stoked on Wout van Aert, as you should have been, because that was a fantastic finish.
I think we talked a lot about this in our last podcast.
We did.
And I think that, again, I missed this because I was going somewhere, swim meet. We'll just say swim meet. But like, I think that everyone thought it was way better for a spectator. The riders might not have loved it, but the spectators are all for it. So
I dare to say it might have been the most exciting stage of the tour to watch. I was
going to say the same thing.
Yes.
It was amazing to watch.
Yeah. For a spectator, it was just fantastic. It poured rain for a couple hours, and that made it even more interesting to watch. And I don't think they were planning to stop the GC battle so early, but the rain made it worse. And so
would it have been better had there not been rain? And the GC battle had to like live on a little bit longer.
I don't know if it would have been any better.
Here's the thing: is there is some history there of celebrating and drinking champagne and blah 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 blah.
They still got to do that,
right? Of course,
yes.
But like, had they changed the way that this lined up and the finish was normal, then maybe they would have raced differently. I don't know.
I thought that particular day, that particular race with those riders, with Wout van Aert, Pog, duking it out on that climb, it's going to be hard to replicate that, even if they have the same format
Good point.
in subsequent years.
That's a really good point.
Was a race in itself. Personally, I just like having the Champs-Elysees. It's a sprinter's day, and
you like the traditional.
And I think over the years they have changed it up a little bit. We had the very famous stage with Le Mans and Fignon with the time trial,
and with the Olympics
more
last
recently
year,
there was a race finish in Nice, right? But so every now and again, but I like to come back to the tradition.
But the crowds and the climb up Montmartre in Paris was just incredible. It was
so do it every 4 or 5 years and make it a special day, and
it was pretty awesome.
Yeah.
I think the Champs is fun, but I would take that over the Champs any day, every day.
It just was way more interesting.
I mean, it definitely was. I mean, you want it to be about the entire race, not just about the sprinters. And watching the sprinters is fun, but it's just kind of like the fact that it's just kind of like you're just going through the motions. You're just doing it you're drinking champagne and you're doing all that fun stuff. Like, why can't you do it like they did this year? And after it's all over, have it set up to where there's like a way to take a victory lap. And then that could be the time where they can all link arms and drink champagne and all that fun stuff. And maybe have the race be a race until you've got the 3K out for like injuries and crashes and all that stuff, and everybody gets the same time. But maybe push that out a little bit further. Maybe make it 5K or 7K. And if you don't want to like actually be in the race to finish to win the stage, then you can just pull up at that point in time and let the other people go after it, and then you can have your little fun celebratory things afterwards.
Well, they still had the celebrations. They still had the roll in to Paris.
And then there were like 3 laps around the Champs. And then there were 3 laps around Montmartre.
Mm-hmm.
So there were 2 separate like processional laps they did. Like their first entry, like through the Louvre and under the tunnel and past the, and then onto the Champs. Yeah, it's really, they still got to do that.
Yeah.
But then they did these extra laps around Montmartre. So,
I mean, it's a 21-day race. But is it really? If you're pretty much saying that the race is won on stage 20, technically, it's not a 21-day race.
Well, but it's been like that for 100 years.
That's true.
I like it.
And I think what made it so fantastic was, when is the last time we saw Pogacar get dropped?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I mean, we haven't seen that in a couple years. That hasn't happened since Roglic and Vingegaard won Tudum at at one of those climbing stages.
That was years ago.
That was a couple years ago. And this time it was because it was Wout and what's his teammate? Matteo. Wout and Matteo were 1-2ing him, and then they were able to just get it. Oh, dude, it was just so good
to me, it was interesting because, I technically didn't really see that, but it's, to me, like, he kind of looked tired at the end of the tour. But that stage, I think he looked like himself, like he was going for it, and he still got beat. Like, there's very rare times where it's like, hey, he's here to battle and here to play the game, and he gets beat. But like, and towards the end of the tour, the last week or so, it looked like he was not going.
Yeah, but he, respect to him though, because he did choose to race. Vingegaard didn't.
Correct.
It wasn't. He didn't need to, but he just had that drive to win again, I think, and it was good to see.
I think he kind of pushed kind of hard in one point and realized he was kind of off the front with a small group, and was like, "Oh, I guess I'm racing."
Yeah,
I don't think it was like intentional. I'm gonna win this stage. I think it was, I'm in the move, so I guess I'm gonna go for it, which is even better. So
cool.
Anyway,
fun finish. We'll take whatever we can get of those, and they're all fun. I miss the tour. All right. Our next one, it's not so much a question as Lance is being given an assignment. Coming from Disneyland, a.k.a. Anaheim, California. Send Lance to the Patagonias in Chile for some epic gravel riding.
Oh, yeah, that's right, because we were talking about where to go.
Mm-hmm.
I will go. I accept the challenge. Who's going with me? All 3 of you.
Lance is picking up his phone right now, and he's, All right, and then the last one is...
Axis goes. Beep boop. Shimano doesn't do it.
Jumping off of that, Zip Wheels now go beep boop. That was the post. from Danbury, Connecticut. So
because Zip Wheels
now have access components built in them to
tire pressure
they
monitors.
have the tire pressure that was called the Tire Whiz.
So it's access. So it's part of the Beep Boop family now.
It's the
So,
Beep Boop family.
but it doesn't beep boop when you check your tire pressure. But maybe it should. That'd be funny.
There's lights that come on.
Yep. Yeah. And then the one email that came through, I don't have it pulled up in front of me, so this is all going to be paraphrasing. But they like listening to the podcast. They were a little bit disappointed that we did not talk about the Tour de France Femmes. And wanted to know if we could touch on that.
That's a very fair critique of our podcast.
That's exactly what I said. I'm like, yep, we deserve that. So, but they were nice about it, and they just wanted to hear our thoughts on it. I have been so busy, and I shouldn't say this, but I really haven't taken the time to go back and even watch like the YouTube recaps. And it's not because I don't want to or I'm not interested. I have just been way too busy. I don't know what it is about the Tour de France. Something about that is just like ingrained in me. And I know when it's the Tour de France, and I just, for whatever reason, I have it on in the background when I'm working and whatnot. This year, I didn't do it. It was on Peacock too, right?
It was.
So I only took out that subscription so that it went all the way through the end of the tour. And then after that, I'd canceled it. So I didn't really get to watch it. So I would have had to go watch recaps or something on YouTube. And I just haven't been in that mindset. So I can't really say too much about it. Hopefully you guys can.
It was
enlighten me, because I want to know too.
It was great viewing. It was great racing.
Mm-hmm.
It was actually very good. There was so much good stuff to watch about it.
Okay.
And I mean, the way the race ended up with Pauline Ferrand-Prévot winning as a French rider, winning the first time a French rider has won the women's Tour de Femmes, Tour de France Femmes. So that was a huge thing. In her story being so great that last year she focused on mountain biking and won the Olympic gold medal in the mountain biking. And then she finishes, she's got a huge history. She has got a ton of world titles. But when she finished last year, she says, okay, I'm going to switch back to road riding and I'm hoping to win the Tour de France in the next 3 years. And she comes out and wins it in her first year. And it wasn't like she was really showing her cards early in the race because it was a 9-stage race. She didn't really come on until day 8 and day 9.
Wow. And she won by minutes, right?
She won by 3.5 minutes over Demi Vollering.
Wow.
And third place was the person who won last year, Kasia Nuadoma. So Kasia Nuadoma, Taylor Finney's wife.
Okay.
Oh.
So she was third. And so I mean, the racing was fantastic. On top of that, there was this brand new young rider. What was her name? She had a weird name. I shouldn't say it like that, but she had a weird name. Maeva Squeben. She's also French. She won 2 stages in a row. Like rode away from all these like top level pro women and won 2 stages in a row. She won stage 6 and won stage 7. And she kind of got away where people didn't think she really was going to. And it was amazing racing, amazing watching it. Pauline Ferrand-Prévot, I can't ever say her name right, but yeah. It was great. It's worth watching recaps. It's worth watching what happened at the races. There were still big crowds out. There were still a lot of people there. Mm-hmm. The coverage was still fantastic. It was good stuff. The Femmes was good.
As soon as I get cleared to get back on the trainer to start working back towards my fitness, I'll be sitting there watching it on the old YouTubes. Speaking of Tour de France, can I make a recommendation or suggestion? One, please. We've got the commentary staff, and whether you like Bob Roll or not, I think he's good. And Phil Liggett's getting up there, but he's still like a classic.
He's pretty sharp.
He's still, for his age, he's really sharp, and he's kind of funny. It's fun to have Bob Roll kind of sit there and pick him up and like correct him and kind of make light of it, and they just kind of do their thing. So, is it Paul Burmeister? He's kind of like the key guy that they, when they're in the booth, that kind of directs all the guys. Acts like he doesn't know anything and asks other people, and he's okay. He's serviceable. I like Christian Vandeveld. I like him a lot on the motorcycle. I think that's fantastic. I like TJ Van Garden in there too. I just think that he's a good dude. You can't not love Steve Perino, right?
He's solid. He's so good at connecting with people and finding stories you wouldn't think about.
Yeah,
and
fantastic.
So
not a big fan of Brent Bookwalter. Brent Bookwalter is...
Which one's Brent Bookwalter?
He was in the studio.
Yeah, he's on the... It's like usually TJ Van Garden's in the middle and then he's on the right.
I thought he was informed and eloquent. I thought I didn't mind that guy.
He's not bad.
Yeah.
But he's not great.
Yeah.
There's somebody that could be a lot better. And Lance mentioned his wife being in the Tour de France, and that was
Taylor Phinney.
Taylor Phinney. How awesome would he be in that spot?
Taylor Phinney would be amazing, but
he is
not polished.
That's the best part about him.
In a good way.
Yes.
Right? Like he's going to call things how it is.
Taylor Phinney's kind of a weird dude.
That's what they need.
He's a little bit
He might
off.
be listening.
Well, he's probably listening to the podcast for sure.
They used to do segments with him when he was racing in the Tour, and they would just give him a camera and say, "Hey, go record some stuff."
Go do some stuff.
And I was always laughing and like, "Dude, I want some more of that." You know, just and that's
I
what
tell
we
you
want.
who they ought to have. Chris Horner.
Horner,
Come on, Chris.
No, Horner
He's
does.
too opinionated.
Well, but he's been a part of the crew at some point. Was it last year?
But he's
2 years ago.
He's so opinionated about stuff.
They don't like him.
That
Too polarizing.
He's too polarizing. That's what makes his YouTube channel so good. Horner's YouTube channel, because he just if you're doing a knucklehead move, he calls you a knucklehead, right? Yeah. And he just calls everybody out. So he can be a little polarizing. But
I know he was an announcer for a block of time. I don't know how many years it was, but
I think he was a little bit.
I used to watch the Tour de France on GCN Plus, right? The Euro Sport version of it. And I got to say, I do not miss listening to frickin' Sean Kelly.
Yeah, Sean Kelly's really hard to listen to.
So much respect for him as a rider, but as a commentator, it's horrible.
You couldn't understand some of the words he said most of the time.
I think people are starting to feel like Bob and Phil are looking old or getting old,
Well,
but they still are. They're still like sharp enough. Like they're not making.
Bob's fine, but Phil's getting old.
Yeah,
Phil,
he's super old.
Phil
That's
keeps
okay.
making mistakes.
He's done pretty well
Well,
for how old he is.
Phil
He
needs
looks.
Bob.
I think
Phil needs Bob.
Did they say that this was going to be his last, possibly, or next one? I know that they have made mention of that, and it's in the near future.
I think they'll make a big deal of him retiring because he's been.
He
a
did
part of the
make
tour
an
for a long time.
announcement after the Olympics, whether that was his last year on the Tour de France or just the last Olympic coverage.
He called Matthew Vanderpool Andre.
His dad.
His dad's name every single time he mentioned him. Almost.
That's a compliment almost. Like, the guy knows the family. Come on.
The family. Yeah.
He does. He's done that with other people too. He'll get like the kids of past cyclists, and he'll get them kind of mixed up. Yeah, but he's 82 years old, so give the guy a break.
82.
Right? Yeah.
He announced his retirement from the Olympic Games.
Oh, was that what it was then?
From the Olympic Games commentary after the 2024 Paris.
Yeah.
Okay.
But he will be continuing the Tour de France.
Okay. Again,
but I'm guessing maybe.
I'm not saying that I don't like Brent. I think that he's fine. I don't know.
Taylor Phinney be better.
Yes.
More color.
Please.
A little more color.
Please. Man. Or at least send him out there with Steve Perino. Imagine those two together.
But yeah, where do you, I don't know, where do you put him? You put him in the studio where they're dressy and more formal, or do you put him with like Phil Liggett and Bob, or replace Phil and
the
put him
guys
in
in
there?
this-
Because that doesn't work.
Yeah.
I feel like Phil and Bob need to be partners. They are partners in crime.
Yeah.
They need to retire together.
The
That's
guys,
just my.
the guys in the studio are in the States, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah,
and then
or
then
somewhere.
Phil
I
and
think
Bob are
so.
on.
Phil and Bob are at the finish area.
Yeah.
Christian's out in
Christian's
every
on the
stage
bike.
on the motorcycle,
Yeah.
and Steve's chasing people around.
He's
and-
in a car somewhere. Yeah.
Fun. All right. Well, that was kind of fun. Anything that
I
you
raced with Steve Perino a couple years ago.
you did, and you know what? You did maybe we need to put this out too. I don't think we ever put that out. You did like a little
I did
interview.
a little interview with Steve Perino.
We did. It was Kristen Armstrong. No, what was her? Katie, the Idaho bike race.
Rebecca Rush?
Rebecca Rush. That's who it
Yes.
was.
I did an interview with Rebecca Rush and with Steve Perino.
I think we put that one out, but we didn't put the Perino one out.
Oh, maybe.
I don't know. We'll get them out there.
Anyway.
Yeah, it'll be a blast from the past.
4 years ago.
It was probably
That
longer
interview.
than that. I don't know. All right. Well, I think it's probably time to move on. Let me find something. Oh, this right here. This will work.
Oh God, here it comes! Oh, hot, 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 hot.
We're putting Ian on the spot.
Oh yeah, hot seat. You got to think of something.
Time to drop a hot one.
I got it.
You already got it.
Well, who would like to go first?
Okay, so since we were talking about the Femmes, I have one question, and I'm not well read on the issue, so this is a dumb question for me to ask. But what was the issue with like women's weight and what's her name, like was dropping weight or something, or had dropped weight, and then they were.
It was Pauline Ferrand-Prévot.
So
So
she lost weight and people were commenting on it.
Correct. She got very lean before the race, and people were mentioning, "Hey, you're like really lean. Are you really healthy? Is this okay?" That was more or less the gist of what they were asking her. And she said, "Look, this is not healthy. I'm going to tell you right now, this is not healthy, but this is what you have to do to do a stage race."
And the guys lose tons of weight, and it's scary.
Yes.
It's not good for a lot of these athletes, but it's interesting. There's almost a double standard when these guys lose weight and it's unhealthy versus when the girls lose weight and it's unhealthy because of the really checkered past of women's weight issues. And, and it's just,
you don't want to trigger a eating disorder.
Absolutely.
And
But
probably
don't you feel like
the peloton has some form
and we're talking guys and girls.
Guys and girls have some kind of eating disorder. Sure.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's part of endurance sports, period.
I really don't buy it that people are not talking that way about the guys. Like they're only, I think they...
maybe it's slightly different, right? Like, because there's no hesitation to comment on Vingegaard's weight or whatever. I mean, this is a very large part of the sport.
But I think the narrative was you're only scrutinizing her weight because she's a woman. You wouldn't do that to a guy, and I don't buy that. I think because I've heard people talk about
guys' weights.
Vingegaard, for example,
being too skinny,
being super skinny. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Do you think that it's
like nobody can maintain sort of 6% body fat?
No. But so, what do you guys think? Do you think that I don't even really have a hot seat question. Do you guys feel like that we should not be talking about the women's weights, or do you think like, hey, we talk about the guys' weights, we should be able to talk? I mean, how do you think that should play out on our podcast? Is women's weight something that we would talk about? I doubt that's something. I mean, obviously we're talking about it now, but like not in the same context where we're like, hey, this girl looks way too skinny. Like we don't. That's something that we usually wouldn't say on a podcast, I wouldn't think.
It's usually something we just don't really tackle at all because it's such kind of a hot topic and controversial issue.
Let me ask you a question. I'm sorry. Do you need to finish?
No, I don't.
Okay. Let me ask you a question. Like, if you're going to go out and do a 21 stage or a 9 stage race that is that demanding and that taxing on the body, and you're grossly underweight, there's a point in time where there's going to be very distinct diminishing returns on that weight. So you still have to be able to motor yourself through all of that. And yes, there's going to be a watts per kilogram advantage going uphill and doing all the fun stuff. But you have to think that if they're that malnourished, at some point in time, there's going to be, you're going to have to pay the piper. You're going to get sick. You're going to blow up.
Well, and a lot of guy climbers run into this. I don't know about girls, but I imagine the same. Is like they run into this issue where it's that balance of like calorie deprivation and performance deprivation. Mm-hmm. And so it's that tricky balance, and they have to make the team to be on the tour, and they have to play those numbers correctly.
Yep.
I do feel like more recently, the teams almost get involved with exactly the diet that they're supposed to eat to both lose weight and kind of maintain the calories that they need per performance. And so I almost feel like it's a bit more calculated at the level that we are with cycling at this point. Remember that they're tracking all of their calories for everything, both off the bike and especially on the bike. And they're training their gut to actually intake more calories during rides. So there's a lot of prescribed eating, based on what your coach is giving you for this level of athletics.
Yeah, and the teams have nutritionists, they have physiologists who are working with them, and they've got these guys and gals probably dialed in to a T. And one of the fun things is, and I've watched some videos of them talking about these kinds of things with respect to the performance, is that they're not doing this as like a blanket thing for the entire team. They are definitely looking at each individual person, trying to optimize what's going to be best for them, because every person's physiology is a little bit different than the other, and everybody's going to have different metabolic needs and demands. And so they're definitely making sure that these guys and gals are probably getting exactly what they need. Now, going back to the question of if somebody's too skinny, again, it just begs the question of like, well, how are they going to be able to compete? And you've got to be able to take in a certain amount of nutrition. You've got to be able to perform day after day after day. And you if you're going out there and you're competing and you're winning, then you're doing something right on the nutritional side of things. So to call them out and say you're too skinny, maybe for this race you're fine, and you shouldn't be telling them that. But if they were like this year round and they had what seemed like a little bit of an eating disorder, that could be problematic. me finish by saying my only concern is like if you are at a deficit and you are unhealthy and you are doing all of these things, but you're supplementing with something, fill in the blank, whatever it might be, to be able to perform like that at a detriment to your body. And is it in a gray area or even illegal, being able to get through these races? That's the part where I'm like going to scratch my head a little bit and say, all right, is there something going on here that needs to be brought to light? Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So hopefully they're, not destroying their bodies and taking something to help them.
We know that there are drugs that help you lose weight too. I mean, there's lots of drugs within cycling, and there's lots of potential drugs to use. Not all, a lot of them are illegal.
Methamphetamine.
Yes. That's the stuff I'm cooking.
You got that blue ice for me?
Yeah, man.
I think,
don't look into my garage too closely and don't bring anything that's flammable in there.
From what I got from it, it wasn't a question of what the optimum weight is and what the performance side of things were. It's more the rhetoric was, is it appropriate to comment on this person's weight?
That's true.
And that's, in my opinion, yes, it is. It makes such a massive difference having the optimum weight.
Yeah.
Maybe it's one of those things where it's like, well, we talk about the guys' weight, it's fair. We talk about the girls, but at the same time, it's just like, but because it's women's sports, we typically try not to talk about it.
But
I like what she said. She said, "Look, my weight is not sustainable. This is I cannot stay like this. This is not healthy. This is racing weight. This is for this race, and then I'm gonna bring back those pounds that I've been scraping by."
I think I saw something in an article or maybe a video at some point in time too about the women saying that in order for us to be competitive, we're going to have to do the same thing too. And some women or somebody made comments about it, like messing with menstrual cycles and hormone levels and things of that nature.
Yeah.
And that becomes a bit of a detriment to the peloton as a whole, because if you want to be able to keep up with the other racers and you have to do the same thing and it's going to mess with your physiology and you don't want to do that, do you want to keep racing? That's a valid question, but
that's a really good question. If to be competitive, do you have to starve yourself to the point where it's affecting your hormone levels?
I mean, just like a bicycle can't be below a certain weight. Does it ever make sense to say you can't be lighter than this weight based on, I don't know, some sort of, I never want to use the BMI, but some sort of ratio to like height to weight. And
that would be a tricky number to come up with.
That is very true. But
there was an article just yesterday put on cyclingweekly.com from Marlon Russer, who was a competitor and a doctor. And her quote was, "Ferran Prevot's weight loss for the tour puts pressure on all of us."
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So she's just saying, look, it's not really good or healthy for us all, but it puts pressure on all of us. It sets a worrying standard for the whole peloton.
Yeah.
I would think similar to running that there would be, well, maybe worse than running. There would just be a lot of pressure on these girls to.
Of course. There's contracts and sponsors
money on the line.
and money on the line and wins.
So it's definitely
literally
not
tens of
unique
dollars.
to cycling.
that was already in our podcast, wasn't it?
Yeah. There's not too many sports where weight is pretty crucial to your success, and being light is definitely a benefit for most cyclists. So it's kind of comes with the territory, but it's just kind of hard. Like, where do you draw the line? Because aren't some women walking away from the sport because of that, and maybe some other things factored in there? Like, I've heard that there's some safety concerns in terms of things are getting too aggressive or too fast or too whatever, and then you factor this in on top of that. Ooh, I don't know. I get
it's just like with bodies and bikes. It's all gonna go to the most optimum form in the end. And I don't know if you could write rules to say you can't be below this body fat percentage or whatever it is, because some people are just naturally lean, and it puts those athletes at a disadvantage.
I'm naturally husky.
Like me, for example. Look at my bod.
I'm the opposite of Matt. I'm naturally husky.
No, but it's like the whole thing with they brought a rule in saying the handlebars can't be any narrower than what?
38, I think.
38?
Yeah.
Well, that doesn't work for everybody, because a lot of people, especially women,
have
narrow shoulders.
Yeah.
Anyway,
they actually changed that when they realized it was unfair to women, because women have narrower shoulders, so they can safely ride narrower bars. Anyway, that's a whole nother issue.
Allow them to focus on sock height a little bit more.
All right. Sorry.
All right,
Sorry
moving
about
on.
my hot seat question.
That was a good one, man. I liked it.
No, it's not a good question, actually.
I struggle with this personally all year long, Matt, because I mean, like right now I'm like 178 pounds, and like a really good race weight for me would be 160.
Yeah.
But when I'm below 165 pounds, I get sick easy, and I lose a little bit of top end power. So I choose. I don't want to choose. I don't choose it. I don't know if I choose it. I choose to be husky.
Husky power.
No, I noticed this when I was
races that aren't so much climbing. So
I noticed when I was like elite running, it was like 145 good, 140 not. I was like lighter but not as fast. Like it was right there where I was like, I can hit 140 and I can do tons of miles and 145, but like 140, 138, I was like, I'm starting to lose a little
breaking
bit.
down.
You got to think though,
start to just run not quite as well.
People like Tour de France racers would have the same, see the same stuff as you.
Yep.
In that.
Yep, exactly. You got to imagine those guys know
where
they want to be as light as they can be, where they're not losing that much power, or the amount of power that they're losing is worth it. Like you got to think. I'm thinking. I shouldn't body shame anyone. Vingegaard, right? It's like he's probably at that point where he's like, I'm going to climb better, here and here and here. I'm willing to trade off some of that for this year because I want a little bit more punchy riding. It seems to me like he was kind of almost making that swap from other years in the past. Who knows if that's true? Who knows? Might just be like spectators commenting from the couch, but who knows?
But it's funny, all the pundits that talk about cycling, they always mention weight, and he looks like
maybe. I mean, they're talking about climbing,
like
that's
on
for
the
sure.
Move podcast. What's the guy's name? Not the guy, Johan. Johan Verneel.
Yeah.
He's always mentioning, boy, he looks really tight, or he looks really fit, or he looks like he's about 3 kilograms away from where he should be. He's mentioning that a lot. It's kind of
I know, but I feel myself doing the same thing when I'm thinking about like runners and are like looking at some runners. Is this person in shape? Is that person in shape? And it's like, what's their body? Like you're glancing at their body fat percentage to be like, okay, they're fit as a fiddle. You got to watch out. Like, I don't know. This is just like years and years of being in the sport. And it does this to you. It changes you. It just makes you judgmental a little bit.
Yeah.
So I can see how someone doing that, especially someone maybe from a different location where there's less sensitivity to the issues that come along with weight change. But yeah, hard to say.
Yeah.
All right. I killed that topic. Sorry. We got to have better hot seat questions.
No,
I think I weighed 145 pounds in 7th grade, Matt.
Well, I haven't seen those numbers in
my left butt cheek weighs 145.
That's where I'm at now. I'm looking at those numbers and double it. Let's double those numbers.
So hot, you gotta listen naked.
Hepler, you want to go?
I don't know. That was a really good. It was controversial enough, and we all had opinions about it. I kind of liked the way that went, so I'm passing.
You're passing.
Okay, hard pass.
Deferring to the Gibbo.
Yeah, Gibbo.
Ooh. Okay. So I mentioned earlier that when I was in Germany, it looked like almost everybody was riding an e-bike, right? There's not many people on pure road bikes. And when I got off on the gravel trails, there wasn't that many people on regular gravel bikes. I mean, 95% of all people on bikes I saw were on e-bikes. Do you guys think it will ever go that way over here? And is it a bad thing? I mean, is regular cycling under threat? Or?
No. I think it's incredible, and I want more and more people to get on them. And I can tell you, just from like being in the industry for just looking at like, let's say the last 5 years, it's astounding how many people have e-bikes now and how many more people are going out and riding. And I think it's great on so many different fronts. And I know that there's people going to argue about it and saying cyclists are idiots and and there's always going to be people complaining about cyclists in general, but it gets more people out. There's so many people that I see out riding bikes that if there was no such thing as an e-bike, they would be, sitting at home and, watching TV and eating bonbons and crocheting. So now they're going out and they're riding and they're getting out on their bike. More people out on bikes is better. Yes, there's going to be more, issues, but I think on the whole, as more and more people get out, there's going to be more and more people advocating for the sport.
Yeah.
And there are a lot of people too that I see that are out riding the e-bikes, and they are finding some little bits of fitness, and they're either going to continue riding those things for a lot of years, or they're going to get curious about like, well, I wonder if I can still ride, a human powered bike. So, I mean, it is kind of having a little bit of crossover, but I just love seeing it be something that helps prolong people's love for the sport.
Yeah.
And I'm seeing more and more people out riding these e-bikes for reasons of commuting or running to the grocery store or for just those kinds of reasons where normally they would have taken their car. Now they're doing it on their bike.
Yes.
And I love that.
I'm going to agree with Jake and also disagree with Jake.
Of course.
I think that there's kind of two questions here. Are e-bikes going to eventually kind of come into the US and take over like percentage wise? I think yes, that is highly likely. I'm actually just driving around seeing more and more e-bikes just on the roads. So road biking, there's always going to be those of us that get on the road bike and wouldn't consider an e-bike, although I e-biked over here today.
You did e-bike here.
But I also think that I completely agree with Jake on the fact that like, yes, this is fantastic for the general world. Like
one quick thing,
on bikes.
I wasn't quite done saying my thing. I'm curious if your rebuttal is going to be what I was going to say. So carry on. I'm going to see.
Okay. So, yes, more people on e-bikes. Awesome. This is so good for all the little things like having more cycling lanes. I really think is very important for a community, and especially, I mean, like US, we're very bad here. For our international listeners, it's sometimes not that much fun to be on road bikes.
We're getting more cycling lanes in Vancouver, and the public is split on their,
exactly.
their likeness of it.
Disagree with Jake on the fact that are these e-bikers going to translate over to road bikers? They are not. They are staying on e-bikes. They are getting older, and they are not going to switch back to road bikes in any time in the near future. They might be dual users, like maybe like Lance. Do you have an e-bike?
I don't.
Okay. So like me, we'll say,
I want one.
We'll throw myself under the bus. Like I use both, but I don't think anyone's going to be like, I only ride e-bikes and now I'm going to switch over to back to road bikes. I don't think that's going to ever happen. I think once they're on e-bikes, they're done. So
you're like, oh yeah.
In some respects, it depends.
Agree and disagree.
It depends on the person and where they're at in their stage of life. I have seen quite a few people that have used it for rehab reasons. Like they get injured and they go out and get an e-bike so they can get back after it, and they know that it's going to take them a long time to get built back up, and this is going to help them through that process. So there's a lot of people that do it that way. There's a lot of people that want to go out and ride, but they're probably 30, 40, 50, 60 pounds overweight, and they know that to get on a regular bike, it's going to be it's not going to be happy times for them. So they're using this as a segue to get there. Whether they get there or not, I don't know. Maybe not. But I'm seeing these people. We talked with them on a daily basis.
You talk to more people than I do, for sure. I'm judging this based on the people that I see on the roads on e-bikes, and I'm like, there's just older people out on these e-bikes doing the damage, doing the stuff. Like they're retired and they got time to do it, and I'm like, this is awesome. I love it. They're not switching to road biking.
We service a lot of road bikes, e-bikes at the lab. A lot.
That's great.
Yeah.
Personally, I don't see anything negative about them at all. It's all positive, right?
Yep. I did have one last thing to say.
I can find some negatives.
I didn't touch on it. I thought Matt was going to touch on this. What I don't like seeing is how many kids are riding them.
Oh, yeah.
And there's something to be said about that. Yes, it's fun to ride. And if you've never ridden one, don't knock it till you tried it. You're going to get on it, and the first thing you're going to do is you're going to giggle a little bit and like, this is freaking awesome.
Right.
It's fun. But the thing that kind of bumps me out is seeing how many kids are riding these things now, and they're not getting the same amount of exercise that they should be getting. Now, in some respects, maybe, that's good because some of these kids are just getting off their video games and they're going out there and maybe they're going to burn
husky. They're probably husky.
Maybe a
but
little bit husky.
I've seen some of these kids and they weren't super husky, but they were on these very fast e-bikes, not really strong in the ways of the legality of their movements on the road.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh my gosh, this kid's about to die. Like it passed a car that was turning right, and it was like flew past, and I was like, holy crap, this is an accident waiting to happen.
And there's a lot of kids out riding these bikes that they're calling e-bikes, but it's a motorcycle.
Right.
It's got pegs on it. There's no crank set on it, and they're like, oh, it's technically an e-bike. Well, it's actually not. And actually, the city where I live put out a statement that was picked up by the Columbian newspaper, and it was broadcast all over the place. Basically, the city and the police department says if they catch any of these kids riding these bikes, these electric little motorcycles, they will get pulled over, they will get ticketed, the bike will get impounded, they will will, basically be screwed. Mom and dad are
the
going to have to.
same over here as in Europe because, like in Germany, there's two classes. Like there's a pedal assist e-bike, and then there's the more motorcycle type things where you need to have it licensed and insured.
Mm-hmm. There's three different classes: the 1, 2,
have
and
a
3.
license plate on it.
They technically need to be something that you can pedal. And I don't know, I need to probably go look at the laws a little bit more, but technically you're not supposed to be able to have any kind of pedal assist or throttle over 20 miles an hour. But there are plenty of bikes that come to market that will take you up to 28 miles an hour. And a lot of people are like tweaking these things and getting like 35 miles an hour. But I don't know. I got to look into the legalities of that a little bit more. But I think
the only area I don't see a place for them in is competition, right? Because like we race bikes, we love to do that, and I don't see if you could race e-bikes as
People
well.
People race motorcycles.
Yeah, but it's
so
you can never really establish how much human power is contributing to this person's success.
I can agree with you for, say, road and for gravel, but for mountain biking, there's a lot that goes into that has to do with skills and bike handling and knowing how to like throw that bike around. And the ease just making the mountain biker ride just a little bit faster. You're still working out. But I mean, I think
there's a lot of room to tweak the e-bike, to hack it, to do all it'd be hard to regulate and have a level playing field. Yeah, keep fairness.
I don't disagree with you on that front, but yeah.
On Saturday at Mike Ripley's race, Mike Ripley started the race, so there was 100 of us that all took off from the line on our bikes, and then he said if anybody beats him to mile 2, where we turn off the paved road onto the gravel road, he will give them all a free entry to any race they want in the next year. Mike was on an e-bike. So he started everybody, jumped on his e-mountain bike, like throttled up to the... Nobody beat him. It was pretty freaking
That's
hilarious.
awesome.
Yeah. Good job, Mike.
It's a good question. I mean, I think that they're definitely growing. It's growing way faster than any other segment.
I couldn't believe it over there. I mean, it was just everything.
You can't... If you're going to commute, an e-bike is just like brilliant. It's great. If you've been to Amsterdam or Prague or London or Paris or, any city in, the Netherlands or Belgium, man, 70% of the bikes that are in the bike paths or on the roads are e-bikes. And most of them are cargo e-bikes or have giant bags on the back. And I think for that, it's brilliant. I think it's fantastic. It's great for that kind of commuting. And I mean, I would love to see more of that in the States, and it is moving towards some of that.
Oh, yeah.
We just don't have the infrastructure that a lot of these European cities have for bike lanes and
heaven
safety.
forbid you try and make any infrastructure and then see it posted on social media, and then all the keyboard cowboys jump on there and tell you how terrible person you are. So
I would have an e-bike to do that kind of thing, to get out and about and run errands. I'd love to replace a vehicle with an e-bike. I can't see the day where it would be my recreational choice. I mean,
it's because you can still ride a bike. I mean, if I have my ruthers, I'd much rather ride a human powered bike. But I want to be able to do that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
If I can do that, then I'm going to do it. If I get to the point where I just can't do that anymore, or it's not enjoyable, or it hurts too much, or I can't go very far, but I can jump on an e-bike and go do the things that I used to do with that same enjoyment, still get some exercise. Yeah, I'll do it.
Grocery shopping makes a lot of sense, right? Because like the bike that I have, you can load it up with like a ton of stuff.
It's brilliant.
And it's like if you were not on an e-bike and you're on your bike, and let's say you had a cargo bike or something like that, the hills around here are a little tricky when you get up to a certain weight and stuff like that.
Right.
Plus, I like to pack on the pounds myself. So yeah. E-bike helps.
Husky.
All right, let's move on. My last question, and then we'll do the whole wrapping up thing. This one last thing. Do you guys ever pack protection when you're on your bike? You pack a little heat. Take any weapons with you?
I always have condoms on me when I'm out biking.
Yep.
You never know when.
And if not, what would make you consider carrying some sort of personal protection? It doesn't have to be a firearm. It could be anything.
We had a teammate that got attacked on a bike trail in a bike lane by a guy just having a complete mental breakdown.
Yeah, this was years ago.
Chucked a rock at him and destroyed his tire. and he only like stopped him from injuring himself.
Ironically, this guy's military and could have killed this person.
He could have killed this person.
Yeah.
And after that happened, that guy rode with a weapon on him when he rode his bike, just because he was spooked at that time. I don't know if he still does that. I don't know.
It's funny because I've talked with him about that as well. I've had no idea. You can't see it. I'm like, how are you? Wait, where? What?
Yeah,
He knows what he's doing.
He knows what he's doing.
He's definitely. He also knows how to handle firearms way better than I would.
Correct.
But there's some guy. I don't think they just took a picture of him or something like that, and it was like some sort of jersey that had this massive thing, and it was like cyclist carrying firearm, like real massive on his back. And I'm like, that to me makes more sense. Like whether he's carrying something or not doesn't matter, but like people will be less likely to run this guy over thinking like, well, this guy's got a gun.
Another situation that happened at the last best ride in Montana, the whole race was through bear country.
Mm-hmm.
And they even told us in the race Bible beforehand that you need to take bear spray with you. And so, I don't know, 50% of the riders had a canister of bear spray on them, either taped to their top tube or taking up one of their water bottle holders. They would put bear spray in there.
I'd be so scared that would go off accidentally.
Well, there's like little clips to prevent that, but if you crash and like nick the container,
or you could be in the lead of the pack and then just give the air a blast behind you.
Squirt it behind you.
Big cloud of bear spray.
Yeah, I've not used it, but I've had bear spray with me before. We went to Yellowstone and we were staying in West Yellowstone, and I went into a couple different stores, like chit chatting with some people and asking about riding and whatnot. And they're like, "Oh, make sure you take the bear spray." Like I was told over and over again.
Yes.
I don't know if that was just a ploy to sell me some bear spray. It worked, but I kept it with me.
I didn't race with bear spray. I was just relying on the kindness of strangers and my ability to not run into a bear, which is complete random luck.
You rely on your huskiness.
I'm husky, so I'm going to outrun you downhill.
I did run into an incident a few years ago now. This guy went ballistic on me for no reason, just total road rage. And my life was under threat. This guy was trying to run me off the road, literally.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And after that, I bought a little portable thing of mace and
carried it with you.
But I only carried it for a couple of rides, and then I just didn't
got over it.
Yes.
Got over it, basically.
Why the question, Jake?
I don't know. Just kind of a thought. Well,
I'm not carrying anything. We're all not carrying anything.
I'm not
None
carrying
of us.
anything either.
Yeah.
Well,
except this right.
Booyah. Everyone in here, he stood up and he bent over and he flexed his butt muscles. Just kidding. He flexed his bicep.
It kind of started with my wife and I talking about like some of the hikes, and we were talking about like how much fun we had. And I'm like, yeah, it'd be pretty cool to be able to, go do some overnight hikes. That'd be kind of a fun thing to do. And like, if we were to do that though, I would probably want to look into getting some sort of a firearm to take with us just to protect us. Because if you're out there, it's more about like bears and whatnot, but you never know. You're out in the middle of nowhere. You want to be able to protect yourself and you know that you're, not some insane human being that's going to go postal on people. And then it got talking about, well, maybe consider getting like a concealed weapon permit or whatnot, just so you can have it. And then we talked about you carry things to protect yourself when you're out boondocking in the van. And I'm like, it's smart. You want to be able to protect yourself. If you're out in the middle of nowhere and you're sleeping and someone comes up and raps on your door and you don't have anything to protect yourself, that's a terrible feeling.
Yep.
But having that sense of security there helps you rest at ease a little bit more. So I don't know. And then I was thinking about that over the past couple of days, and it just kind of was bouncing around my brain. Is that something that I would ever take on a bike? And I'm like, I can't think of anything other than bears. Or at some point in time in my life, I would love to do some long ride, whether that be from,
We've talked about this before. It seems like some of those rides look so fun to do a
ride across the United
cycling tour
or the Continental Divide,
right,
the Tour Divide,
or just any of these. Just I'd want to like kind of just start small and practice some like overnight cycling trips. But
yeah. Anyway, I've got this whole thing, and I've already mapped it out. It's Portland to San Diego, PTSD, and I've got like it's a multi-stage thing. I think I had it set up over 10 or 12 days, and I'm like, if I was doing something like that, based on some of the places that you go through, would you want to have that for protection? Maybe not. I don't know. Maybe mace would be enough. Who knows? But I don't know. Just kind of curious what your guys' thoughts were.
There's nothing lightweight and easy to pack that is an effective weapon. I mean, mace is about, mace or pepper spray, but you run the risk,
of it.
You crash and
yeah.
you puncture. You crash and you puncture the thing, and
Sure.
it sprays all over your junk, and all of a sudden you're,
Fire crotch.
No need for condoms
anymore.
You're dragging your butt along the pavement like a dog. So
That every other day, man.
Would you guys ever carry a firearm on you when you're going for a bike ride?
I think only if I was under some sort of PTSD situation where I'm like, I had some person attack me on the roads and I was just freaked out about it. Then you get, like, to say I would never do it is to, which is kind of how I feel, is basically to write off the fact that I couldn't be traumatized.
Correct. And you
into
could
doing
be
it.
traumatized.
Yeah, absolutely. Like, we've been on the roads. We've all had crazy happen to us on the roads.
We've all
of
had
us.
interactions with
Crazy people.
Crazy people, yes,
Yeah.
of course.
So to think that we couldn't be traumatized into changing our mind on the subject, yeah, absolutely. Could definitely happen.
You're also nervous about, because you have a weapon, will you escalate a situation that doesn't need to be escalated? And that's tricky too.
That does happen. I just think we're talking about like a rare situation and an even more rare situation where the other person also has a gun and something, right?
Yeah.
Like we're talking about like, and this is like the, road rage turns into two people with guns killing each other.
Correct.
Like the story happens, but most of the time, I think if someone's like, "I've got a gun," like that's going to probably be like the
It
road.
would for me, it would take one time with a stupid big pickup truck.
Yep.
Blows smoke over me. That'd be it. I'd discharge that firearm.
It would need to come with some constraint.
Yeah.
Yes.
You need to get Ian like a little portable like paintball gun or something like that.
Yeah, that's what I
pew, pew,
need.
pew. Going back to the gun, to Matt's point, that's a fantastic point. Like, it would take so much for me to feel like I need to shoot somebody, and it would really come down to like, if it's like do or die, that's the only time I would want to do it, but I don't want to escalate into that position. Or if I have to like protect a family member for like a home invasion or something like that would be like the last case resort where I'd want to use that.
But if you show that pistol, that can de-escalate situations where you're like, like the same thing with like wearing the jersey. That's just like, I'm carrying a firearm. Whether you're carrying one or not doesn't matter. It's like, if they think you are, the road rage is gonna be like, I'm not gonna roll coal on this guy. Like, I don't know.
But I think it would almost be equally helpful if it would probably even better if you had it in unison with the firearm. If you did have some sort of like bear spray or something like that you could use on a human, but you've got to make sure that it's not going to end up being something that causes you to have issues.
Correct.
Then you've got a weapon in your hand. You're like, oh crap, this is going to get bad real quick. But I don't know. I just wish that people weren't assholes.
Well, also though, like, I just spent thousands of dollars on a bike that weighs, probably less than 17 pounds. I spend months depriving myself to lose a few pounds, and then to take like 5 or 6 pounds worth of handgun with me. That would be.
I can 3D print one for you. It'd be about, I don't know, 7 grams, 10 ounces. I don't know, 100 pound.
The small guns are under 100 grams.
Crazy. Yeah. All right. Well,
not that I should know that.
Thanks for sharing. All right. One last thing, Matt.
I posted a video sometime between our podcasts, and it was the Apple Watch operating system update. And the video did really well. It surprised me. Usually those are not like super popular videos. In fact, I probably was on the podcast talking about saying like, this video is not going to do well.
And
it's
did
like
okay.
70,000 views or something right now.
Oh,
so,
good.
All good. And then there's a whole bunch of new stuff coming up.
Mm-hmm.
So be on the lookout. The fall time frame, not that we're at fall yet. Let's hang on to the summer as long as we can. But this is the time of year where all the tech stuff starts to leak out because it's like everyone wants to get their product out the door so that eventually it can be ready for Christmas purchases. So,
yep, I'm already getting all of the hot tips.
Are you?
I've got some things to share. Can't do it right now, but
I'm excited for I'm excited for whatever Apple announces. I'm really hopeful that I'll get to go down to Cupertino. I did that in the past and it was super fun. So I'm hopeful that I get to make that trip again.
That's a September thing, right?
Yep. September 9th is my guess on when that would potentially take place. And I'm just, crossing my fingers that I get the email from Apple. We'll see.
Cool.
We'll see.
Yeah, Bo. Anything?
Anything?
No.
Okay.
Not really. Big shout out to friend of the podcast, Evan Price. Yesterday went to see him about my bum knee, and
Or did you see him
What
about
a
your
good
bum?
job he did. I mean, we did some diagnostics on my knee, which I can still feel today. Like it was challenging, but I think we're moving in the good direction, and it was very helpful.
Yeah.
Thanks, Evan.
Yeah,
great.
I fixed his wheel and his tire yesterday.
Oh, you
Yeah.
did? Okay.
I haven't seen him in a long time. I need to reach out because
Yeah.
he and I are meaning to like do some swimming or something, and I haven't chatted with him forever. So.
Yeah. Cool. Yep.
Since our last podcast, I put out 3 videos. One's about that Oregon 6-hour race.
Don't rub it in, Lance.
yeah.
I put out 3 videos. Come on. Don't be a jerk.
One's about the kermesse, the dirt crit I did. If you want to see what that's all about, there's a video about that. And then I also did another video about a multi-sport ride that I did near Bryce National Park in Utah, where I did a 40-mile road ride, and then I did an 18-mile mountain bike ride, like right back to back, like 2 fantastic rides.
You said multi-sport. I thought you were going back to your triathlon.
I know. I transitioned.
I am a very competitive person, and I certainly am always motivated by doing certain things. One of them is being a triathlete, trying to be the best type of triathlete that I can be, and try to be as fast as I can be.
That lives on the YouTube, folks. You
it's
can go watch
always there
it, love
forever.
it, comment on it, follow him.
That's it.
Is that on your same channel?
It's still on my channel, same channel. I do.
Scroll.
I am going to race this weekend as well. There's 2 criteriums, one on Saturday, one on Sunday, in the Portland area, and I promised my teammate that I would try to help lead him out. He's trying to get some bar points, so I'm probably going to show up at the
Surratt
this weekend. Yeah, Surratt.
Sweet. Good luck, Chris.
I had to upgrade to a 3 in order to race.
Oh,
in
you did?
Oh, you
Surratt.
did?
So
Well, that's big
Well,
news.
there's not really a
So-
huge difference between the 2. It just
No,
gives you a
there's
little
not.
bit more ability. Well,
But I
you
had
can't
to
race the
request
4.5s
upgrade.
anymore.
I can't race 4.5 fields anymore. I have to, yeah. So anyway, that's
Good
it.
man.
Yeah.
Oh, now you're going to make me do it too.
Probably. It's going to rain Saturday, though, so Saturday's iffy. Anyway, Jake.
Cool. I don't know. I feel like I need to just say sorry to a lot of people. I feel like I have been so like removed from everything and just so busy. And it's one of those things where like today's Thursday, right?
Yes.
I feel like it's still Monday. It's just like 4 days go by and they're all blurred together. I have been working way too much and I've had so many things on my plate and I'm trying to get so many things done. And my God, have we been busy at the lab this summer, this year, this whole year has been bonkers, but this summer has just been absolutely crazy. And, you know, people are trying to squeeze in little bits of time off, a little bit of vacation because you want to enjoy that. You don't want to be grinding 24/7. So like trying to fill in for stuff. And I feel like sometimes I just want to throw my phone in the trash and I just want to never look at it again. And I see like little red bubble dot things popping up in my nightmares because of all the messages and notifications that are on there. And my phone has been for a lot of time just switched into like quiet mode where I don't get any notifications and only like a select few people, if they call me or text me, that'll push through that. And I just feel bad because there's a lot of people that I've been meaning to get back to or I haven't got back to. And it's not because I'm trying to ignore you or I don't like you or I'm upset with you. It's just, I can't do it all. Because if you stop and you try and do like 5 other things, then there's 10 other things that aren't getting done. It just keeps piling up on you. So, just know that the summer is going to start slowing down here pretty soon. Things are kind of coming up onto a plane. Things are working out. So to my friends and my teammates and, you know, acquaintances and people that we work with and whatnot, I'm coming back pretty soon. I promise.
Jake still likes you. I swear.
I just feel so freaking bad. So I don't know. This is probably the best way that I can tell that's all the people.
I cry myself to sleep every night. Thanks, Jake.
Yeah.
What Jake answers my text. I guess I'm on the list.
Okay. Sometimes.
Yeah, I need to get on that list.
Oh, Ian got a small taste of it. He showed up to the lab the other day to do some work on his bike
cut my Stereotube.
and he walked around the back and he looked and he's like, oh wow.
There's like no room back there.
It's like
we're
swimming in bikes and you're trying to make sure that you're making everybody happy. And I don't know, it's just tough, but I'll stop crying and just know that the times are changing pretty soon. And thank you for everybody. And don't stop reaching out and stop bugging me. I will get back to you eventually. And thank you everybody that's been coming in and supporting us at the lab. We appreciate that. All right. That's it. Anything else, boys?
That's good.
All right. I need to, guess what?
Go to the lab.
Go back to the lab. Get to work. So, and the other thing is should be starting the tenant improvements like any day now. Finally did like the final walkthrough yesterday, I think it was. And we were supposed to be moved in there at the beginning of June, and here we are. We're hoping to be in there like mid-October now, ready for the holidays.
About to start. Fantastic.
Yeah. So, all right, that's enough. I'll shut up. We'll be back someday, one of these days. I don't know. Maybe next week. Maybe the week after that.
Maybe.
We'll see.
hey, maybe we'll see you guys.
Maybe we'll see you. Maybe we will.
Bye, guys.
Used to be a podcast that was put out weekly. Now it's just whenever we feel like it.
That's right.
All right. And until then, bye for now.
Zestfully clean. You're not fully clean unless you're zestfully clean. Where's the beef?